Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new podcast here on Arsenal Aura. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great time wherever you are. My name is Michael, and I'm here to talk about Arsenal. I don't know if I should be disappointed or not, but it was an exciting game of football for the neutrals. But I'm not a neutral, I'm an Arsenal fan, so let me start by saying that Arsenal should win against this Manchester United team. This is one of the, if not the worst Manchester United team ever. And I know Arsenal have problems in attack. They have an injury crisis, which is so obvious. But against this United team that was on, I think they still are on 15th place, you should do better. You should win. There was only one change in the starting lineup. Calafiori came in for Miles Lewis-Kelly. And Arsenal completely dominated the first 45 minutes. It was very one-sided. Manchester United defended with a back three, sometimes with a back five, and I think Arsenal had the better chances, and they should have went ahead at least one, if not two goals in the first half. In typical Arsenal style, right before the break, I think it was the 47 minute, they conceded a free kick. I think Trossard fouled Garnacho right outside the D, and when I saw Bruno Fernandes, I got chills on my spine. I was like, I hope he doesn't put one in the top bins. And you know what's amazing? He didn't put it in the top bins. It was a good strike, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't perfect lined up, right? And I think questions should be asked about David Raya and his positioning for that goal, right? We're going to talk about the second half in a minute, but for that goal, I don't know, man. I mean, he wasn't, maybe he was scared of the goal that Bruno Fernandes scored, I think, against Pickford. On the same side. I don't know what happened. I think I saw some comments that the wall that Arsenal placed was further back. I don't know. I think that's the referee's fault. Surprise, surprise. He's from Manchester or thereabouts. But yeah, he scored, Bruno Fernandes, and 1-0 against the run of play, against everything that Arsenal showed in the first half. And coming back from the Champions League, from the 7-1 win, you should be buzzing with confidence and showing a little bit of more flair and more conviction and anything else. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the players, just a little bit. I don't think Donnery was convincing, but it is to be expected. He's a 17-year-old talent. He will be better. He will become better. He will be an excellent player from what he shows, right? But you can't put such weight on his shoulders and expectations. So he can get a pass for not having the greatest of games, right? However, I think all the other players, Odegaard, Rice, who had an excellent game, by the way, but Marino, Trossard, they need to show a little bit more in the absence of our other players that are injured. Again, I don't know why Mikel Arteta doesn't want to try out something different. It might work. Just, I don't know, try to play Nwaneri as a false nine. Just see a little bit how he manages that position, how he fits into that position. The reason why I'm saying that is because Diogo Dalot, right? He's a right-sided defender, right-footed defender. So when he faces Nwaneri, who is an excellent left-footed player, winger, when Nwaneri goes inside, it's very easy for Dalot, right? He's not he's not a world-class defender, right? He's a good defender, decent, okay? But you make it easy, right? You look at Amorim and you say, this is the team. I mean, besides 2 players or 3 that you might change, like Lewis Kelly, Calafiori, or Partey, Jorginho, or something like that, there isn't a lot that you can do. There isn't a lot that Arteta does. There is a lot that he can do. He can change a little bit. Just some small changes there. Give them something to think about. Because especially after the finish that Nwaneri had when he scored his goal against PSV, right, during the week. I mean, come on. You see that there's potential and talent there. Just try a little bit. Push him 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes. If you see that it doesn't work, make a sign, call Odegaard, call someone and say, hey, switch back, version 2, I don't know, option 2, whatever it is, tactic 3. And you switch him back on the right hand side if you see that he's struggling or whatever. Just try something different. And I think it's better for him as well, for Nwaneri, for his development, I think. I don't know, I'm not a coach, obviously. But, Arsenal completely dominated the first half. But it's different in the Premier League because you have teams you're facing teams that you may be faced, right? I mean, at this point of the season, you have faced them already once. So they kind of know your style of play. And Man United played with a back 3 that moved shape to a back 5, and you can see that it was the feeling of a low block, right? And after they got their goal in the 47th minute, you knew that they were looking to defend that and hit us on the counter, right? And we're gonna move to the second half. One more thing about Bruno Fernandes's free kick from the end of the first half, the goal he scored. I mean, why don't we have someone who can do that, who can strike the ball in that way? I mean, there is talent. I said it again. Trossard can do that. Odegaard can do that. Declan Rice can do that. Even I think Martinelli can do that. I mean, there are players that have the potential to strike the ball cleanly and score great goals, whether it's outside the box, from distance, from a free kick and so on. I have no clue why it doesn't happen, why there is this handbrake when it comes to shooting from outside. You need to walk the ball all the way inside the goal. It's not all the, I mean, we saw that tonight, and there are many other examples where you see that if you take a shot, the keeper might, I think even in the PSV game, right? From one shot, the keeper can parry it in the path of another player. It can happen. A lot of things can happen if you just shoot. I remember, I think for when we beat Man City 5-1 at the Thomas Partey goal. Yeah, he scored, and you can hear the the fans screaming like shoot or something, like shoot, just shoot, you're in a good position, just try it. Sometimes, I see even in Trossard or other players, they take an extra touch and you get one or two or three players in front of you, and then you shoot and you shoot in a block. It should be more quickly. You get a ball, you see a little bit of an opening, just try and take it. We moved to second half. So the first half finished 1-0 for Man United, totally against the run of play. They did have some chances, but Arsenal were on top of the first half, and it has to be a weird feeling, right? You go in that dressing room, and the coach tells you, you've played great, you've dominated, just go out and do the same thing. Yeah, we played great, we dominated, but we're 1-0 down. It has to be very difficult mentally, right? But they should be prepared for that, right? They have a lot of tools and resources and people and doctors and whatever else that can help them overcome this kind of things. But I'm just saying it might be interesting. Yeah. So then we go in the second half, and again we know that Manchester United are just going to defend and just try to hit on the counter. Don't get me wrong, it's the worst United side in years, if not ever, right? However, they do have a couple of players that have a spark, and probably it's the history of the tie, Man United versus Arsenal. Maybe, because it was at Old Trafford and the fans were really loud and whatever else, but they do seem to go a gear up, right? From what you see from Man United, I don't know, I don't watch a lot of Man United games, but they play really poorly. Now, they have this game against Arsenal sandwiched between two Europa League games, and they suddenly become, they get a gear, they find another gear, and they become better. So in the second half, the first minute of the second half was as worse as it possibly could get, besides a goal. United had a counter, and Gabriel had a huge tackle. Gabriel, again, an amazing game. Saliba had a great game, but he makes it look so effortless at times. He just flies under the radar, Saliba, but he does so good. So I think in the second half we could see that the Arsenal players started shooting a little bit, right? We had a great shot from Odegaard on the 51st minute. It was over the crossbar, but at least it shows you, hey, it's possible. Let's try this, a little bit, you kind of find your target, you shoot one a couple of inches above the post, and then, or above the crossbar, and then you might hit the target, and the keeper might have, a bad moment or something. You have to try, right? Then we can see that Jover, the set piece coach, had something prepared for another corner. It was a very nice drill in the 52nd minute where Odegaard crossed the ball to the edge of the box for a Rice volley. Unfortunately, it was over the goal, but it was a really nice try. If that would have been a goal, I would have lost my stuff. Then again, the second half was more, not necessarily more balanced, but Man United kept playing on the counter. And when I saw all the injuries, just keep coming at Arsenal. Saka and Martinelli and Havertz and Jesus and everyone else. And I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. But then I looked at the team and I said, listen, Arsenal have such a good defense. The defense is really good, right? And there's options. You have White, you have Timber, you have Miles Lewis-Kelly, you have Calafiori. You can switch it up, you can change it up, right? And everyone's good, right? So you have a really good defense. So we should play to our strengths, which is defense and the midfield, right? Odegaard, Rice, even Partey, Jorginho if he comes in, Mourinho if you play him there. They're good options, right? It's a good midfield. So I was thinking about that, but Manchester United, we were a little bit open, to be honest. They had a couple of counterattacks, and for all our defensive prowess and midfield attention and defensive mindset, we were a little bit open for my liking. But in the 54th minute, Raya with an incredible stop from a Mazraoui shot that was destined for the back of the net. It was an excellent volley on the counter. That was excellent goalkeeping from Raya, to be completely honest. There's just excellent reflexes, and just to keep the score at a level that you can come back, you can score another goal. So your goalkeeper, although I think he was a little bit at fault for the first goal, his positioning was shaky and whatever. This save was great, and it's not the first time this season that Raya pulls out a huge rabbit out of the hat. In the 58th minute, an amazing moment for Arsenal in this point of time, right? And I'm sorry I'm using all these big words, but Martinelli came back, and Martinelli, I'm looking at Martinelli and I see, a good player that was brought in for very little money, and he has such a huge potential. I'm a really big fan of Martinelli, although he didn't have the best of seasons, but he's an experienced player. He's a seasoned player. He's a first 11 player, attacker that Arsenal so dearly need and crave, right? So the fact that he was able to come back in this game in the 58th minute, hopefully he didn't have or he will not have any bad recurrence of his injury or whatever it is, but he came back, and that was a huge relief, a huge moment. Then in the 69th minute, we got a free kick right outside of the box, right at the border of the 16-yard box. And I was looking and I said, okay, who is going to put it top ends, right? Who do we have? Who is, I don't want a Bruno Fernandes, but who can deliver that quality, right? It was an excellent position, right? A little bit, I think, I don't remember exactly, but it wasn't left or right. It was pretty central, so you could go left and right. Everything was good, and it showed, right? We didn't have someone to have that quality to deliver a free kick, a goal, or at least get something out of it. Odegaard took it and shot straight in the wall. There's a difference in quality there, and I think Arsenal. But if Arsenal didn't try more shots or more free kicks in training in this period where they were missing so many attackers, I don't know when they're going to do it. But it's obvious that it's something that you have to do. You have to have multiple weapons, right? Okay, the crosses, the set pieces, right? It worked until December. It was an amazing weapon, right? We unlocked pack defenses and low blocks and whatever else by scoring goals from set pieces. That kind of, we haven't scored a set piece goal from, I don't know, mid of December or something. So, I mean, come on. You need to be able to, tiki-taka your way all the way until you score, or you need to be able to shoot from distance, free kicks, corners. You need to have a large arsenal, if you will, at Arsenal. And I don't know. Someone who has Arteta's number should text him, but not tonight because he's probably pissed off. So in the 74th minute, we got a goal back, right? 1-1. The excellent Rice. I don't know. Is it Rice man of the match or Raya? And we'll come back to this in a second. An excellent shot, because we were talking about shots, right? So if you shoot, you might get a good contact, a good strike, and you might score. So try and shoot more. He does like a good goal against Manchester United, Declan Rice, right? It was really good play from Jurriën Timber as well there. And again, I keep saying this, and I'll probably say it until the end of the season. He played incredible Jurriën Timber for a guy who came back from an ACL injury. Let's be completely honest. He played a ton of minutes, and he's been good. He's been consistent good, right? That's the thing. You can be good in patches, right? But he's been consistently been a good player for Arsenal. So Timber, he did excellent there. He passed it to Declan Rice, had an excellent shot. In the 82nd minute, Martinelli with a great chance, a great shot again, right? He was expertly found by Merino from midfield. As you can see, right, Merino, who is a midfielder, he kind of has his best patches in midfield, right? Surprise, surprise. He passed it to Martinelli. He had a shot on his right foot, and I think he could have tried to go across goal into the far post. He went near post, and Onana was there. He kind of, Onana didn't do much. Kind of Martinelli shot straight at him. But yeah, excellent pass from Merino. Then 2 minutes later, the second half was like a ping pong game. You were looking left, right all the time. It was so back and forth, and Manchester United had the better of chances in the second half, I think, on the counter-attack. And in the 84th minute, Rice, after going to the other end and scoring the equalizer, coming to help the defense after a Merino huge mistake that freed Holland, I think, Holland. He was one-on-one with Raya. I don't know. He on that passage of play, it was written 2-1 for Man United, but Rice with an incredible last-minute, last-ditch, last-second tackle. Incredible play from Rice. Yeah, and then a couple of minutes later, it was a huge miss by Martinelli, but it was offside. I think it was better that it was a miss, and then you found out that it would have been offside. Otherwise, you think you've scored, and you start, you enjoy that, and you have an amazing feeling, and then it gets taken away from you. And in the I think in the last minute, Man United had the final chance of the game, where Raya had an incredible double save, right? He basically saved a shot, and then I think I don't know. I know it was from Bruno Fernandes, and I think we should be all thankful to David Raya for saving that, because nobody wants to see Bruno Fernandes score 2 goals against Arsenal, and especially the winning goal. But man of the match, I mean, Raya had a dubious positioning at the free kick to which we conceded a goal, but his second half performance was good. What was great, right? He did some excellent saves. His distribution was a little bit shaky, right? When we were trying to go fast on the counter, I think he had to throw outs that they weren't as good. One, he totally threw it to a United player, and the second one was, I think he put Trossard under some pressure or something like that. For me, it's between Raya, right, and Declan Rice. Declan Rice scored the equalizer with an excellent shot. He had that volley in the first half that went over the crossbar, and that last ditch defending, so I don't know, scored a goal. Kind of, I think that the Hollywood one would have been a goal for United, because Hollywood was 1-on-1. You can never know, but you have to place. You have to think that he would have scored from there. So I think I'll go with Declan Rice. He had a very good performance tonight, although Raya comes really close in second for me. Yeah, unfortunately, so I was thinking, right, I started this podcast not knowing if this is a good result or not, but I think you have to be disappointed. Manchester United are a mess at this moment, and they have been a mess for the whole season, right? They're bottom of the, not bottom, but they're in the bottom half of the table, right? They're really struggling at the moment, and I think once again you can see Arsenal struggling in the attacking third and the creative side of things, right? They're missing a creative cog, whether that's from a number 10, whether that's from a wide player, winger. In these types of games, you need someone to produce a piece of magic like Saka, or someone just to unlock defenses, right? Of course, having a striker is obviously a must for Arsenal, but that he might not be 100%. I mean, you need someone to step up with a strike, with a moment of magic, with an excellent dribble, with an excellent cross, with something. You need someone to produce something, and we just didn't have that, and after the enthusiasm of beating PSV 7-1 in the Champions League during the week, you can see again the lack of cutting edge and final third kind of problem that Arsenal have currently. I don't know. There are a lot of rumors going on that Saka was back in training. There was a picture of Zinchenko in training, and Saka was there on the pitch as well. I don't know. I still think he shouldn't be rushed, but I think he will get a chance to play against one of the Madrid teams. Because for Arsenal now, next week, during I think on Wednesday, they're going to play PSV at home on the Emirates. I don't think we'll see 11 players from the academy playing, but I do expect to see White. I do expect to see Tierney starting. I do expect to see Jorginho, maybe Kivior. I do expect to see some changes in that game. Surely 7-1 is more than enough to see you through. We'll find out who will be facing next in the Champions League. But I do have a feeling that Saka will be available for those matches. We'll wait and see. There's a long time until that moment comes. A 1-1 draw at Old Trafford. If I tell you this years back, you would have taken it. Now, but for how worse Man United are and they're playing, Arsenal, they're lacking in attack and they're lacking in creativity to break those low block teams that are playing with 3-5 defenders, whatever it is. So disappointed, happy that we didn't lost, disappointed that we didn't get the W, but looking forward to the PSV game. It's really exciting. I think Martinelli will start, or at least he'll get 50-60 minutes there to get his fitness up to speed, and that is excellent news, guys. Martinelli being back, it gives you another option. You can see in today's game, Sterling didn't came on, Tierney came as a left winger. So I think that tells you a lot of his form, confidence, how Arteta sees him. I mean, we can all see, right? So Martinelli being back, that's excellent news. Looking forward to PSV game on Wednesday, and I wish you guys all the best, and I'll be back with a podcast after the game. All the best, guys. Cheers.